Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you're from. I am Coach Rambabu, CEO and founder at Share Every Global Foundation, a non-profit organization by the government of Andhra Pradesh, India. Do you know why we have gathered here? Share Every conducts various programs, advanced meetings, formal sessions, grammar teaching, and sessions for children. And there are various programs. Among those, Rendezvous with Rambabu one-on-one interviews is one of. So we have gathered here with eminent coach, trainer, and Toastmaster from New Delhi. She is none other than Coach Lucky Daftuar. Today, I'm going to ask and know many things about pause and reflect and introspection journey. This is episode number 15. Already we uploaded 13 episodes in our YouTube channel. Dear viewers, please give your support by subscribing, like, share, comment in chat section. So thank you so much once again. And good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. Great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How was your week?
It was wonderful.
Yes. I feel proud and honored to engage with you in episode 15. It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. Same here. And it's a great week to start with Share Every Global on Monday.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Very happy to listen that. Yes. Without denying, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself to all our viewers. So please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Rambabuji. My name is Lucky Dafua. I'm the president of Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club. And I train people on public speaking, on leadership, and on communication. I'm also an author, and I have written a book by name Be Your Own Guide.
Thank you. Very happy to listen. Your short introduction. Really, it's very impressive. I hope and we wish you should get good success in all your plans and projects, what you make in future. Thank you so much and all the very best. Yes, my next following question is, you have been traveling with Share Every Global Foundation for a couple of months. Even you played various roles in advanced meetings. We really love to listen something about Share Every Global Foundation from your end. Could you please?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to share about Share Every. It's a great platform doing phenomenal job in sharing knowledge. Initially, when I read the name of the organization, I was not able to pronounce it correctly. Then I realized the reason why it is Share Every. So the Share Every relates to the fact that you are sharing every knowledge from various fields that you can to people all around the world. And that's wonderful, which I see you are sharing about grammar, about leadership, about soft skills, about personal development. For youth, you're doing so many programs, and it's a great honor and a pleasure to be associated with Share Every.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, really, we feel very happy to listen about Share Every from your side. And we also feel the same. Having such kind of eminent coaches, trainers like you, and even Share Every strengthens more and more by taking your contribution and support. We are expecting same even in further. Thank you so much. So today we are going to learn many things regarding pause and reflect. The importance of pause and reflect, and what is pause and what is reflect, and what's the connection between pause and reflect as well as introspection journey. So we have eminent coach to share something about which helps a lot to grow ourselves. So please stay tuned. Please put your concentration to listen more and to apply in your day-to-day life regarding pause and reflect. Thank you, ma'am. Shall I ask a question?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Thank you. And my first question is, what is pause and reflect in your words?
In our life, we get very busy. We get engrossed in the hustle and bustle of life, and we forget to take a pause.
Yeah.
How often do we sit and think about what we are doing, where we are going, what our goals are, where things are going wrong? I have seen many instances of people who are focused on external world a lot. Actually, the thing is that we as human beings, we have natural tendency to know about external factors, to be curious about what's happening outside around us. That is the natural tendency. Even Homo sapiens had this tendency to protect themselves from outside world, from wild animals. That natural tendency is still prevalent, and we operate most of the time at that level because that is very natural to us. To grow to a different level, to evolve from there to a different level, we need to consciously stop, take a pause, and reflect. We need to take a pause and think about whether we are focusing externally. You see, we are so much focused about what's happening in China, what's happening in America. What's
Exactly.
if there is an accident on the road, we'll see a crowd standing there, whether they would be able to do anything or not for that, they would stand there and watch.
Yeah.
But how often do we sit and think about our own self? That is the concept which I strongly believe in, and that's what I have brought in here with pause and reflect.
Thank you. Really, it's a great reflection or definition regarding pause and reflect. And my next question is, how does pausing and reflecting help us to accomplish our goals? What do you say on that?
Yes, absolutely. Precisely in three ways.
Okay.
One is start looking internally, as I mentioned earlier also. So start looking inside. Start focusing on your own self. Instead of looking outside externally, start looking inside. Second, by reducing the blame on others. As I said, we are more concerned about others. Similarly, we remain more concerned about something has happened to me because of that thing, because of that person. So that is another very important thing. When we stop blaming others, we start looking at our own self, and we start taking control of our own life, right? And
Yeah.
when we start taking control of our own life, we start creating the bond with our own self. So I would like to say here that you should remember, anyone can remember this small phrase:
Mhm.
I believe in self. And the short form is IBS, I believe in self. And IBS not only stands for I believe in self, but it also stands for I for internal, focus internal, B for blame reduction, and S for self bonding.
Definitely, it helps a lot. Even we can save our time also, and the time we can supplement in accomplishing our goals, and we can use that same amount of time to reach our goals. Thank you so much. Really, it's a nice reflection as well as it's a nice response even to our viewers. How this pausing and reflecting help to accomplish one's goal. Yeah, thank you so much. My next very interesting question, it's regarding to communication. Pause and reflect help a lot even in communication while we accelerating ourselves to become a good communicators. Yes, do pausing and reflecting help the aspirants in communication or in making quick decisions, and how it works. Do pausing and reflecting really help to become good communicators in the way to get
Absolutely.
good progress? Yeah, how
Absolutely.
it works, please. Yeah.
Yes. Again, I would say there are two ways that it helps. One is, just thinking about it, like just reflecting. Okay, something is not happening as I wanted, things are not going as I want in my life. So I reflect on it, I just think about the factors that are affecting it, and I try to make it proper, correct it in various ways. So when we do that, that is where we start rebuilding our relationships.
Yeah.
Often it happens that because we are not introspecting, because we are not reflecting, our focus is external, the blame is there, all those things are there, our relationships get start affected. We stop thinking about what contribution we are putting forward to build better relationships. At workplace also, when there is a friction between the boss and the subordinate is always thinking that this person is not right for me, this person is not supporting me. But is the subordinate thinking about what ways am I able to serve this person as he or she wants? Am I serving as it is expected from me? What is it that I'm bringing on the table? So that is what they don't think, and that's where it helps in better communication. Once you start doing this as a practice, you start putting this as a practice in your daily life, it starts building up better communication for you. You then go ahead and talk to the other person. If there is something wrong, what's wrong, how can I help in correcting this? Secondly, when we start writing it up, I have written this book, Be Your Own Guide. I don't know whether, yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Be Your Own Guide. In this, I have mentioned that we need to have a journal with us. And life is like a journey.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
we are traveling, I have related it with the travel of a train. So when we are traveling in a train, there are sceneries that we see. Some, external view is not that beautiful,
Yeah.
but there are beautiful views also. So start taking pictures. And how do we take pictures in our life if we relate to that? So we have our journal with us. So start noting down what's going on well in your life. So those are the pictures, those are the memories for you, which you can reflect later on that this is what happened well and this is how it happened, the reflection part. So when we start noting down our goals, things that are going well, things that are not going well. Why is it not going well? What is it that I am doing to make my life better? Then we start having better decision making also.
I want to continue the same question and purely how pausing helps to improve our communication, where we need to take pause while we're speaking, or how you can give your advices to the learners.
My advice in most of the communications, any learner who is having any kind of learning on communication, that person would know that there are pauses important which are there to emphasize on a point.
Okay.
Like just now, when I emphasized a point, I took a pause, right? Again here.
Yeah.
So that is one way of taking a pause in your communication, but that is the very tactical thing. Another thing is that taking a pause, let's say there is a friction, take a pause instead of reacting, take a pause. In my written communication training, I tell people that if there is a problematic mail that has come to you, take a pause.
Okay. Okay.
Don't reply immediately. You might write it down, but keep it in your draft folder, send it the next day.
Okay. Yeah. Whenever we take a pause, automatically the thoughts generate in our mind. We can give time to think to our brain. So then we can collect good ideas and good thoughts. Yes, excellent. Really, many people they don't follow this technique and they want very mindful. They want to keep this thing in their mind. It's really good suggestion taking pause and then automatically even the listener also likes to listen our message. Thank you so much. Really great answer. and really helpful. Yes, my next question is, it's very interesting. And introspection, it's huge word, very typical word in psychology, the introspection. So most of the psychology depends on this particular just single term, introspection. And here, what is the connection between introspection and pause and reflect, and how we can correlate these two?
I would say that pause and reflect is a little more scientific.
Yeah.
It's a little more technical oriented, or you can say it is technique based, that you do something purposefully. Introspection is more often used, you should introspect. So it is also situational. Now, that is the second thing. Introspection is situational. Something has happened to me and I introspect. Right? It is more often used in that perspective. That my boss has screamed at me, I introspect. Or if I am angry with my junior, I introspect. From that perspective, it is used. It is situational. Whereas pause and reflect is not situational, it is a way of life. It is something that we should incorporate as a way of life in any situation. Not only something that is not going well, but even when something is going well, pause and reflect. Things are going well, great. Reflect, pause and reflect. What better can be done?
Yeah. Thank you. Really, introspection is the best approach and method to test ourselves, to check ourselves. If we introspect ourselves, we'll be very strong. So it's really helpful, and even in any pathway or in any journey. So thank you so much for your wonderful answer. And the same similar question regarding introspection only. Is there any selective approach or scientific method to follow in our introspection journey? What would you say?
In pause and reflect, there is, I strongly believe in two things. One is there is a concept of circle of influence by Stephen Covey.
Oh.
It has been given in the book Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a very strong concept. And most of the time, when I observe people reacting or acting in any situation, they are, as I mentioned in the beginning, they are more concerned about external things. Now, this concept of circle of influence talks about that I am here, there is one circle around me which is the circle of my influence. What I can influence. It's not everything that I can influence. And then there is another circle beyond that which is beyond my influence. So instead of thinking about that, we should focus upon just the circle of influence where I can contribute, where I can work upon, where I can influence in general.
Exactly, exactly. Well said. Thank you. Next, my next question, would you give any suggestions or tips, or would you suggest any books to follow, pause, and reflect to reach people's end targets in their own pathway?
Yes, I believe in practice.
It's very simple but highly effective one.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So this is my major suggestion.
Yeah.
We read so many self-help books. I have my entire cupboard filled with self-help books, and I've seen many people they read, but how often do we really practice it? So my suggestion is that even if you read one or two books, perfectly fine if you go ahead and implement it thoroughly. And on books, I would say that the best self-help books is Bhagavad Gita. I believe in that. Apart from that, there are others as well. As I mentioned earlier, also Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
Stephen Covey.
Which gives great tools on pause and reflect, which is something that has got great tools, practical. Again, now being practical can be done with the help of this book. And of course, I would also like to mention my book,
Yeah.
Be Your Own Guide. So that is also one thing that I have given practical steps on what to do, how to do it.
Whatever suggestion or a tip you have given, it seems very simple, everybody knows. Practice. But that is only the effective tool or effective tip. But many people, they add different ingredients. But every tip or every suggestion depends on the same. It's the root cause. Practice is the root cause to reach any kind of goal what you aim to reach. And next question, and this question for you, and how you follow this mantra to become very successful in your own journey by applying pause and reflect or your own introspection journey.
I believe in these and I keep doing this very often. But I will share, yes, concrete situation where I did it consciously and it worked out profoundly for me. During pandemic, during the initial phase of pandemic, when shutdown was everywhere, it was shut down, and we had to stay back at home. Business was down, nothing was happening, maids were not there, so life was all upside down. At that time, not having much of work had got me into social media. A lot of social media had entangled me, I would say. Months passed, and there is this tendency of social media that they keep showing you something that provokes you, and you go and click on that, and it comes again. So that keeps happening. There's a cycle happening, and then you get into it, you get engrossed in it completely. So that's where 2-3 months passed, and then I realized, what is this happening with me? And that's where I would say that this is something which I did. I completely took a conscious pause from what was happening in my life, and I started working on what I want from there on. And then I reflected on my strengths. I did my own SWOT analysis. I reflected on what are the things that I can focus on, and then I also set a goal of writing this book, and I had set a deadline, and I had to wake up till 2 or 3, but then I completed my book within next 3 months, and I published it. I published it within next 3 months.
Thank you. This is the last question, and also this question is also related to you. We want to learn something from you, and please share the benefits of pausing and reflecting from your own experiences for Rendezvous with Rambabu viewers.
Absolutely. If you start practicing this, just take a pause and reflect. Take a pause and reflect. Just start practicing this. You will start a new journey of your personal discovery, your self discovery. And phenomenal growth you will see in your own life, in your career, in your relationships, in your communication, in every field of your life.
Yeah.
I would say that the most profound power is self-empowerment. We need to focus on that. Self-empowerment can happen only when we start introspection.
Absolutely.
Best dependency is self-dependency. So stop depending on others and start depending on your own self.
Yeah, exactly. But very few people depending on themselves. Most or majority of the people, they depend on others all the time. They run behind others. Even if they want to take even a small decision, take by their own. They don't believe. It's true. They don't believe. All the time depend. They always depend. Even they don't take any kind of decision. So that might be the reason. And because they are very weak in introspecting themselves, as you mentioned. Whenever we use this mantra, introspecting ourselves, then automatically our mind works like a very short weapon. Then it gives continuously, it pours many ideas. So thank you so much, ma'am. Really, it helps a lot. And how we need to pause and reflect, and what is the correlation between pause, reflect, as well as introspection. So, if you permit, we definitely want to see again when in one more episode in this one-on-one rendezvous with Rambabu episodes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And the final words to our viewers from your side.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Rambabuji. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here and share my thoughts. It's a privilege for me to share my thoughts to your viewers. I hope this will help them. I hope they will receive this in a positive manner. It may not be possible always. No one can do this, have this positivity or have this kind of approach always. It's literally not possible. Probably only great saints would be able to do that. But even small steps once in a while, whenever we can, a reminder to ourselves that yes, I need to have this approach in life, and whenever we can, that will help us profoundly.
Definitely. It's really great lines you have shared with us. And at the end, thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much for your precious time, great knowledge regarding the concept. We will meet again in one more episode very soon. Till then, take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.